good day to you, and thank you so much for listening to my podcast. My name is Adenish Remy, and today we'll be talking about how southern Nigeria can feed Nigeria. I take that again. How southern Nigeria can feed Nigeria. So you see, Nigeria for a while now had been going through so much food insecurity, and you could literally say this engulfing every part of the country. Food reaching record numbers, unsustainable numbers. When I mean numbers, I talk about price, value, and further pushing many to multi-dimensional poverty. At the moment, more than 60% of Nigerians spend more than 60% of their monthly wages on food, which leaves little allowance for other essential items and even bills to pay. But then, the reason why this had actually occurred is largely because for so long, the northern Nigeria had been the one at the helm of affair when it comes to food sustainability. But this is my concept, this is my mind. With every problem comes opportunity. So for every finite problem, there are also infinite possibility for solutions. So if you have 5 problems, in my own concept, now add 5 times infinito. It means that there's infinite amount of ways to solve 5 problems. Of course, notwithstanding, some solutions are going to be more perfect than other solutions. Some solutions are going to be better, faster, appealing, easy, less costly, more affordable than other solutions. But there are infinite possibility of solutions to solve 5 problems, and that's the truth. So for every finite problems you can mention, particularly as it relates to the agriculture sector, there are infinite ways to solve them. And that is the concept, that's the mind. Humans have never really been strictly limited to certain diets. We actually are creatures of change, and we adapt per time. So it means that if the product from the north cannot easily be replicated in the south has product it can produce that the north can abide by and survive pending the time the country is going to solve insecurity challenges that is currently plaguing the region. So when we bring the understanding about the whole finite problem and infinite solution to the front, or to bring it to food security, we are going to be able to see that the reason why Nigeria is going through all of this problem is because there is not enough solution to the problems that the northern Nigerians are facing, which of course include insurgency, kidnapping, terrorism, and mass exodus of youth from the region. So for me, I want to believe that if we sit down and really want to look at the solution to this problem, we understand that the South is not too small to solve the food challenges in Nigeria. Take, for example, Netherlands. Netherlands' landmass is smaller by far to what the whole southern region claims as a land. And yet, the Netherlands play a crucial role in global food security. Which means that if the South would be well positioned and the leaders will look strategically into productive agriculture, then we as a Southerners or the Southern region will be able to jump in the front and save Nigeria from dwindling and running in a spiral form into food insecurities. Instead, the South will be able to bring out food sustainability and rise to the challenge. So if you are any farmer, agricultural business personnel in the South, this message is for you, not for the government, because the government could try and still fail, because to succeed requires a will, because where there is a will, there is a way, and except the will is there is never a way that is sustainable. The governments have been void of will, and that's why there is no way in the agricultural sector. But once the government is back having a will, there will be a way. So until that happens, the private sector, the private individuals, the private citizens, those that are in the agriculture sector, that are the day-to-day people, are the ones that will take hands of governments and change things in their own respective regions. Early this year, I released a nice piece of forecast, which is available via video, available through my newsletters, and could easily be seen across most of my channels. And I was able to explain the benefit of agricultural businesses we have. I even tagged this year, 2024, the year of viewer, like viewer 2024. What that means is vivid wealth and abundance. And of course, the South, this is the unique period for the South to make a lot of wealth in the agricultural sector and build the next powerhouse. It's not as if there are no challenges that are plaguing the North and the South. It's just that it is heavily reduced, because if the Southern leaders understand one thing for a fact, it's the fact that losing continuously the lives of their subjects opens them up to statewide criticism that may affect them in election period. And that is something that they understand a little bit about. And so whenever there is this challenge with the health and the life of their members in their state, they tend to quickly put actions to it, knowing fully well that negligence would actually come back to haunt them during election periods, which is something the Northerners don't have a remorse for, because at the end of the day, there have been instances of bad leadership and recurrent voting, where the bad leaders keep getting the votes that puts them ahead despite bad leadership. So over time, the North had such opportunities, and so the leaders in a certain light have kept on that pathway. So going forward, the South can do it. Now, what are the 5 ways I think the Southern Nigeria can rise to the food sustainability tax? 1, we'll focus on our strong products. Yes, we've got products that the South excels in. To name a few, we've got yam, we've got plantain, we've got oil palm, we've got rice as well, we've got cassava, we've got rubber, we've got cocoa, we've got vegetables, right? All sorts of vegetables. We can conveniently do pepper, tomatoes. We could definitely do watermelon and the rest of them. So we can excel in quite a lot of things that the North naturally does as well. Maybe not as good as the North, but with little research and little action here and there, progress here and there, the South may make or emulate its North in certain products. Even in cashew, the South is good in it as well. So of course, the South has strong products that it can focus on while it's trying to get the country into a food secure system. And what would the citizens do? It's simple. Citizens will align with the new trend. That is one thing that the South could do first. The second thing is the South could incentivize the agricultural sector to become attractive to the youth. Right, this is a unique time for the youth, for the agriculture sector to make quite a lot of money from the sector. And once there's money and there's improved standard of living for farmers, the youth will be naturally attracted to the sector. The South can leverage this unique place in wealth creation to attract the youth and make sure that agriculture as a business becomes solid in the South. That's something that should be looked into. Another part there is, of course, the South can make use of the influx of, or the max influx of Northern youth to the South who are coming to look for a job, get a better standard of living, and run away from insurgency. Most of the people are skilled in agricultural services. They could be hired to ensure that they help in the race for food sustainability in the South. This is something that could be put into good use if there's a structural system that enables efficient farm staffing model to work. That is some of the ways the South can actually pick up the manpower of the North and develop the South in agricultural endeavors. Right. Number 4 ways that the Southern Nigeria can rise to the food sustainability tax is to increase its export value, right? The South can't use this properly. Of course, when you send goods to the North, it looks like, of course, it's not export, but it's equally export. Because, of course, the way the Nigerian system works, right? When you put food from the North to the South, it's like importing, the South is importing from the North, and the North is exporting to the South. The only difference is the barriers are low. But I'll tell you, the barriers are still there, because at the end of the day, when you follow these trailers to bring goods from the North to the South, they pay exorbitant prices and fee just to get their goods from the North down to the South. And these fees are not different from the fees that you see people from Cotonou or Benin Republic paying coming to Nigeria, or paying from Niger into Nigeria, from Cameroon to Nigeria, because that is what the country is. It's still time for the South to push its brand to the northern region, right? Push its brand to the northern region, and that would help bring about the diversification of products and also the transfer of culture even up to the north as much as possible. The number 5 ways that the Southern Nigeria can rise to the food sustainability tax is to empower processing, right? Of course, empower processing. Of course, one of the things that has affected the north is because in the north there is little storage. They are all about produce, stuff for a little while sell, right? Immediately sell. Farmers sell, farm their product and sell immediately. That's what the north had always been about. But in few cases are where they prioritize storage and that. But in the south, we can harness the processing culture, and this processing culture to be able to allow one value addition. Is once a product go through value addition, it increases its life expectancy or life value you grab, and it's able to last longer and even reach more places, right? The South can use the opportunity not just to produce, but to add value, to increase its processing capabilities so that the products can go further, wider, and have better value for it. Of course, when the product is coming from the South determines what price it is sold, right? And in a country that is having rising inflation, it's a window of opportunity for certain people in the economy to earn more. Particularly the agriculture sector are well positioned to earn better from the system. When the dollar was standardized and it was floated on the I and E window, of course, to many that need dollar, it became a challenge. But for many that were offering the dollar, it became a blessing. So for every challenge, even in this period of high inflation, there is always the party that is winning. And the agriculture sector participants are positioned to win in this period. Particularly those that are producing the commodity that will be purchased, they are positioned to win better than those that are in position of buying it. So, and that is something that should be taken into account. This is the time for Southern Nigeria to rise to food sustainability challenge. This is the time to change the narrative. This is the time to be equal in the fight for food security. And that is my own charge to Southern Nigeria. It's an open letter. If you're saying it, can you take actions with it? Thank you so much. I do hope you can go through other content and learn more about what I do. If you have any questions whatsoever, drop them on this podcast, or you can leave a message on WhatsApp. If you're within Nigeria, you can just type 081 10812605 into your phone, save it as Adeni Shoremi, and leave me a message on WhatsApp. If you are not in Nigeria, you can always save it with +234 8110 812605. Save it as Adeni Shoremi. Adeni is ADENIYI. Shoremi is SHORAMI. And then leave me a message on WhatsApp with whatever question or request you may have. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.